Morning, everyone. On today's show, the incredible shrinking Geri Halliwell. There is nothing of
and
you,
incredible
Geri.
Judy.
But not shrinking, sadly. How much have you lost?
A lot.
About 2 stone.
A lot.
Oh,
a suitcase.
She's so tiny. And we'll be talking to Geri in just a minute, and it's Raining Men for her later on.
Yes,
yeah, great.
Indeed.
Also this morning, 2 more beautiful people. Feast your eyes on Brad Pitt and Julia Roberts. A stunning double act in their new movie, The Mexican.
Of course, people like Julia and Brad, as we know them, and Geri all have at least one bodyguard wherever they go. Geri had a massive one after she was burgled. She was telling me she was once smuggled out in a paper bag from somewhere. Now, Geri's here, and obviously the big gamble of 2 or 3 years back has paid off with interest. Geri's had a string of hits. Profile could not be higher. She's got everybody intrigued about her relationship with Robbie. And, of course, it was her that the Bridget Jones people wanted to sing the title track on their great movie that we saw on Sunday. She's a big star, but as everybody knows, a big star that in some ways is getting smaller.
Look at me. You can take it all because this face is free. Maybe next time use your eyes and look at me. I'm the drama queen if that's your thing, baby. I can even do reality. Fake honey, real plastic, stupid Cupid, fantastic, queer thinking, straight talking, what you see ain't what you are getting.
Hiya, it's great to see you again.
Good to see you. I was really looking forward to coming on.
Good, I'm glad you're here, so are we. I'll ask you the same questions I asked you then. What do you think when you see yourself, say 4 years ago, you know, in the Union Jack dress and stuff?
It's really strange because there was a book in the dressing room, like an old Spice book, and I saw myself in this kind of like bustier thing, and I have to say there's one picture and sometimes I just don't recognise myself.
No.
You know, it's really, really odd, really strange.
Were you an overeater? Were you eating?
Yeah, completely. I've swung from everything, from anorexia to compulsive overeating to bulimia. You know, for me, it's all the same thing. You know, the minute you start, you know, cutting back, you're on your way to a binge. You know, I'd diet for 4 days and then suddenly, like, stuff my face. Like, I could never just have 1 cookie. I'd end up going for, like, 2 packets.
But what was the final trigger for you to actually, because you've got a new shape, there's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You have.
You've reinvented
She's
your body.
also very strong, isn't she?
Well, I was saying, there are 2 small women who give the strongest hugs of all, and there's you. I just gave you a hug and I felt my ribs go, and there's Amanda Holden.
Amanda Holden.
Except Amanda Holden, really, I mean, she just uses all her strength. I felt there was a lot of strength latent there that you weren't using. You are very strong. You're very strong.
But I don't know where that comes from. I'm doing a
Yoga?
bit of weight training in yoga now.
Yeah.
That's changed.
Yeah.
But, you know, I've just been working out, I think, and a steady thing.
Do you feel now, more like you feel you are inside than you did when you were Ginger?
You know, there was nothing fake about Ginger, and I don't want to put her down, her. And I just think it's a progressive thing, you know, and I do feel, you know, a little bit more centred, I suppose. And I think that's part of growing up, you know, self-acceptance and all those, you know, cliche things, but they're true, really. And I've stopped, I don't know, trying to, you know, I used to think my life would begin when I'm slim. I'd always say that, you know, when I've lost 5 pounds, then I'll, you know, be able to put that on, and then I'll be able to do that, which is such, you know, a crock of crap, really. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't matter what size you are. And to be honest, I've been in the same pain regardless of my weight when I was heavier and when I was slimmer. You know, I think it's about your headspace.
But I think that's just an extreme form of what all women are like about their weight and their appearance. Yeah, I've yet to meet a single woman who can honestly say that she isn't happier when she's lost a few pounds.
Yeah, absolutely.
And these are strong women, people like Anne Diamond, you know, people who are tough cookies. They feel much better when they've lost some weight.
Yeah,
they just do. And there's this orthodoxy that they're not supposed to admit that, but it's true.
Yeah, no, it is true, because it's, you know, it's tiring. I mean, at the end of the day, I've never been, you know, grossly overweight, but even just carrying a few excess pounds is like carrying a heavy bag. It's like tiring, so it is liberating as long as you feel healthy.
So have you got the shape now? Have you, as Judy said, you've reshaped yourself? Is that the shape that you've been aiming at all your life? When you look at yourself in the mirror?
I'm pleased with the way I look, but
you look great. You look fab.
I mean, I'm one of these girls, I have to work out. I can't diet anymore because, you know, I eat 3 meals a day. I don't do any silly kind of diets. I just eat sensibly, that's it, including all sorts of foods. and I just don't eat sugar.
So is your relationship with food a good one now? I mean, you know how alcoholics say that, that every day they have to take it one at a time.
It's a day at a time.
Is it the same with you with food?
Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
A day at a time. I don't think about tomorrow what I'm going to eat because I might slip up.
Right.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Because it has caused a lot of comment, and the problem is, if you look fantastic, but can you keep this up? Do you think? I mean,
I don't know. I might, tomorrow I might binge out and put on that stone again.
That'd be funny.
Do you know, I'm a human being, you know, and I've always used food as kind of a bit of a crutch. Do you know what I mean? Emotionally, in many ways, comfort. And so I don't know. I just take it a day at a time. You know, I think about today about abstaining from compulsive overeating and just stick with my 3 meals a day and occasional snacks if I need it. And
did you work all that out for yourself, or did you get some counselling? Did you get some help?
Oh, absolutely. I could not do this by myself. There is no way I could do this by myself. No. It's about being honest. You know, you're as sick as your secrets, and you know, because it's all very hidden, because I was so ashamed. I couldn't control it. And then I just call friends up, you know, and say, you know what, I'm having a really bad time at the moment and I feel compulsive and I really want to, you know, binge out. But, and girlfriends, you know, we just share that.
And they help you through?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And, you know, and I help my other girlfriends the same. I feel like that. But you know what? No one's perfect. We've all got our little quirks.
Too right.
But I'll tell you what, you look a lot happier now, a great deal happier and more centred and everything than all that period of confusion just after you left the band.
It's awful, absolutely awful.
What's it like to see yourself constantly dissected? Not necessarily nastily, in a nasty way, but you're constantly on the agenda. You know, people talk about how you look, what you're wearing. Are you too thin? Are you are you good? You look good. Are you strong? Are you happy? Are you going off with Robbie, etc. Constant agenda. Is that a stress?
It kind of changes because sometimes I look at the media and see it as a comic. You know, if when you really step back from it, when they report on that your dog has done a poo in a shop, you just think, oh my God.
I was shocked.
They must have had a very slow news day. And other days, can you imagine if you were paranoid about your nose? When they talk about your ears, okay, that's fine. But when they start talking about your nose, you think, I've got to be really strong myself. So what I try and do is kind of not look too much. You know, sometimes you can't help it and you think, oh, what are they saying? Or have a look at the picture to like look nice, but not pour over it. It's best not to look because, you know, the pat on the back is the same as a kick up the bum, basically, 6 inches away. And there are some days your ego likes it, you know, and it's flattering. And other days you just think, oh, just, you know, go away.
Well, it's funny because Anne Robinson was quoted this weekend as saying that, and obviously she's had loads of stick for lots of stuff, and she's a tough cookie. I mean, there's nobody tougher and harder than Anne Robinson, but she said that the only way that she copes with negative publicity and bad comments is just not reading it. That's the only way she can deal with it. Otherwise,
sieve
it
out.
turns
Get
her
your
up.
friends to tell you when it's great. Say, you know, someone had a really good comment that, and you think, oh, great. But don't tell me about the bad stuff. Why put yourself through it, really?
Yeah.
Well, we've got go on, Julie.
Are you still house hunting? Are you still looking for somewhere to live?
I mean, I think it's the most draining thing in the world, looking for a house. I have been looking.
Stressful.
I think it's the most stressful thing. More stressful than having a single out, I have to say. It really is.
Are you allowed to say, by the way, about what you told me about the midweek thing?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but I have.
No one's saying
Okay, well, I've had a midweek, and it's looking I might be number one. You can't take it for
excellent.
granted.
No.
But the sales figures are showing that.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
fingers crossed it will stay there.
So that will be, because it's released.
It charts on. It was out yesterday, and it
Yeah.
charts on Sunday. But you get kind of midweek sales, and I'm ahead
Excellent.
of
Well
everybody else. But you know, you can't take that thing.
It could change,
Yeah, and it's funny. It doesn't matter how long you've been doing it, but I get so nervous and so excited. I'm so excited.
So a number one still means as much. It seems to mean more than it did just a couple of years ago, actually, doesn't it, to people now?
I don't know, but for me, it's, you know, I'm so excited. It's
good
brilliant.
luck. Going back to the house hunting, I mean, that's because you were burgled. And everybody who's
horrible.
burgled, I mean, says, we've been burgled a few times, it's not pleasant.
It's not, is it?
But they left some nasty stuff around in your flat. I mean, obviously a nutter.
Yeah.
Are you over that now? Because I know you were shocked at the time and
I
it
was
got to you.
discussing it this morning, actually, because we were discussing Ribena.
Oh, yes.
And
Like you do.
they threw Ribena everywhere.
Lovely.
And we think maybe they didn't like the sugar content of it. I don't know. We're trying to find some funny side of it. Yeah. But, you know, I didn't go back. And that was such a privileged thing to do because most people have to stay up, clean the mess.
Yeah.
But I was so freaked out, I just thought, you know, I'm just getting out of here.
Yeah.
And we've got to ask you about you and Robbie. It's fine. You're obviously very good friends.
Yeah, we play cards.
Is there any more to it
If
than
you're
that?
watching this morning, good morning, Robert.
Well, all right then. She and Robbie are psychic, you know. We'll tell you a story if we've got time later.
Very intuitive.
Well, she and Robbie had a thing. A thing happened.
Really?
I'll tell you about it. We'll tell it on air. But we haven't got time for it here. But are you an item there? Are you romantically linked to Robbie Williams?
No.
It's a shame. You make a lovely couple.
We make very good. We're like playmates, like 2 6-year-old kids together.
Yeah.
We get on extremely well. Very, very alike. You know, it's frightening how alike we are.
Yeah.
And
well, both in huge bands. Both went single.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, that's not enough to keep you friends. Do you know what I mean? But you know, we've spent a month together just in each other's company. We just, you know, we're just great mates.
So it's a brother-sister thing.
I think so, more in that way. Yeah.
And is there any other significant other in your life at the moment?
Like male.
Yeah, boyfriend.
Harry, I mean, he's brilliant. I have to say he is fantastic. Harry,
The dog.
my dog, the
Let's
most
not go
famous
there.
dog in Britain. Do you know what? I brought him on stage the other night in front of 10,000 people.
I read.
Do you know what? I thought he was going to freak out, and I got the whole crowd to say hello, Harry, and his ears pricked up and went. He didn't mind. He was like that, loving it. He's such a showbiz dog. Have you got animals?
No, but I like that your little. We just can't cope with kids and dogs
They're
and
good
work and
preparation
everything.
for kids, I have to
Yes.
say.
But you've got the same dog as Paul O'Grady, you know, Lily Savage.
A Shih Tzu.
really?
It's a Shih Tzu. Yeah, they're lovely, aren't they?
I have to
really
say,
sweet.
anyone watching that, you know, if you're lonely or you just want preparation for children, a dog has given me so much pleasure.
Yeah.
You know,
And de-stress you.
Yeah, they do. So calming, so loving. I really recommend going to a dog's home and getting one.
Is he here today? Is Harry here?
He is here today,
well,
but
can we see him
apparently
later?
he's not allowed in the studio.
Oh,
but I'll let him come later.
He'll come in, don't worry.
Yeah, he'll
Harry
come in.
later. Also, Jerry later singing it.
I'm going to be
Raining
singing,
Men.
yeah.
Right,
I'm
All
going
right,
to
see
be
you a bit later
performing.
on.
A little bit later on this morning. Now it's time for your first chance to qualify for Midday Money. And this week we're looking at dramatic exits from soaps because of poor old Alma in Coronation Street. And today it's Bye Bye Tiff.
Grant! I'm gonna call the police.
Mum, no, come on. Oh no.
All right, that was the scene in which Tiff meets her untimely end. But which musical is Martin McCutcheon now starring in, intermittently? He's not very well. Is it The King and I?
Is it My Fair Lady?
Or is it Chicago? Tell us on 0901 498 2000, and you could be thousands richer at midday. Good luck, hope it's you.
Now Phil's back, and this week I think your best buy is Gammon.
It is, yes. The first hit is Gammon. And it...
Hi, welcome back. This is Harry, now allowed into the studio. He's a Shih Tzu, isn't he?
He is a Shih Tzu.
How old is he?
He's about 3.
Hello. Hello.
Very flirty.
He's got a face like a chrysanthemum. He has, isn't he? He's beautiful.
he likes
Anyway,
you.
tell us, before we go on, tell us about you being smuggled out of somewhere in a paper bag or something, or a bag.
In a bag, because you were saying earlier that
bodyguards.
Madonna got smuggled under a dog blanket.
That's right, yeah. Smelly one.
I'm sure it was smelly. And actually, once I was hiding in Rob's flat,
Right.
and there's a pack of photographers out, and I just thought, you know what, I don't want to give him the satisfaction of this photograph. So basically, he put me in a duffel bag. Like I crawled up like that. They don't know this actually.
Come on.
I never told anyone, and zipped me up. And he put me in the back of his Land Rover and we drove off. And I had no idea. And thank goodness the bag didn't split. Can you imagine?
Were you on his back? Were you
Just
flung
like
over his
that,
back?
yeah.
How funny.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, listen, we're talking to a real-life bodyguard later on. He's one of Britain's most prolific, and he'll tell us all about Sinatra's temper tantrum and how he smuggled Madonna out of a gig under a whiffy dog blanket, as you heard. And Jimi Hendrix in his very last party, he was there before his death. So that's Hollywood's top bodyguard, Alf Weaver, revealing all after 30 years in the business, and you're singing for us in about 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, she did the routine in rehearsal. It's brilliant.
Lots
really
of moving.
Good.
Lots
It's good
of
stuff.
moving.
Jude.
Humanity's rising. runners getting low. According to all sources, the street's the place to go. 'Cause tonight for the first time, just about 10:30, for the first time in history, it's gonna start raining men. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. Humanity's rising. The runners getting low. According to all sources, the street's the place to go. 'Cause tonight for the first time, just about 10:30, for the first time in history, it's gonna start raining men. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Heaven's blessing men. Tall, blonde, dark, mean, rough and tough and strong and mean. God bless Mother Nature. She's a single woman too. She took on a heaven, and she did what she had to do. She taught every angel to rearrange the sky, so that each and every woman could find a perfect guy. It's raining men. Go get yourself wet, girl. I know you want to. I feel stormy weather moving in. About to begin. In the thunder, don't you lose your head. Rip off the roof and stay in bed. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men.
I dare you to lift her down. It's great. The energy.
That was a
Smashing.
fantastic routine.
It was
Thank
lovely.
you.
Great, guys. That was
Thanks for
really
doing it.
good. That was
Cool.
full of energy. That was
Good luck with the
fantastic.
midweek charts.
Oh, thank you.
Lots of
know
luck.
it's gonna be
Cheers.
number one.
Thank you
Oh,
very
I
much.
hope so. Fingers crossed.
Okay, and thanks for being here.
Oh, it was a pleasure.
Yeah, little ray of sunshine. Okay, we're going to get Kate Thornton's take on her film of the week. It's the vehicle for Brad Pitt, Julia Roberts, the Mexican.